Okay, we're beginning a Booker Prize reading vlog today, and we're going all the way back to the first year of the awards, which was 1969. Now, I believe that pre-1971, it took a very different format. The books didn't have to have been published in the year that the prize was being awarded, so it's slightly different. Also, way back then, you didn't get a long list and then a short list and then the eventual winner. We just can see on the website the shortlist and then the ultimate winner. Now, I had a look through the books that are on there and tried to find ones that sounded interesting. The ones that stood out to me to read were Iris Murdoch's The Kind and the Good and the Kind. Never remember what way round that is, and Muriel Sparks' The Public Image. So those are the two books that I'm going to be reading for today's vlog. Okay, the first book I've been reading is Muriel Sparks' The Public Image. So this one really attracted me because it's all about chasing fame and doing things for your public image and this idea of the celebrity. I was really intrigued by that, and obviously there's like this, there's a couple in it, and the man is not so happy with living his life all about the public image, whereas the wife is really sort of obsessive about it. I really loved the sound of that, but I DNF'd it pretty quickly. So this is the second Muriel Sparks book I've read. I didn't like the first one. I did listen to that on audio, and I didn't know whether it was because I'd listened to it on audio, because I'm not always a big fan of audio. I think sometimes I need the physical book to enjoy it. But no, this is now her second book that I've read and not liked. Obviously, again, the premise was brilliant, but I just really didn't like her writing style. I found the term, the public image, was repeated like multiple times on a page. It just became, I get that the point is that this idea of the public image becomes pervasive and becomes all-consuming. I get what she was trying to do with that, but I felt like there could be so many better ways of making it seem like this thing becomes a part of life. Like it just becomes everything. Like you don't have to keep saying those words for it to feel invasive. And I think a book that actually does that really well is Trust by Hernan Diaz, which I read for the 2022 Booker Prize. Obviously, you know going into it that it's all about money, but it really does feel like money becomes everything in those people's lives. So I think there are ways that you can do it without it literally being like slapped around the face with it. So yeah, I have DNF'd that one. But let's hope that book 2 is a bit more enjoyable. So I have now done Iris Murdoch's The Kind and the Good. I can never remember the title though. The Kind and the Good and the Kind, The Nice and the Good, The Nice and the Kind, something like that. Anyway, it's a really bad vlog this, a really bad reading vlog, because I DNF'd that one as well. But for very different reasons. So I DNF'd Muriel Sparks because I really can't stand her writing. I've now tried 2 of her books, really couldn't get on with either of them. So many people love her writing, so I might try her books again in the future, I don't know. But with Iris Murdoch, I decided to DNF because I wasn't getting on with the plot, with how the plot was progressing. I really loved, though, her writing style. The humour that she puts into her writing is fantastic. I really loved it. I really loved her descriptions of people and of scenarios. I felt really positive going into it, but then I just found myself not wanting to pick it up, and I think it was because I kept getting confused. Like it felt like we jumped to different things and I didn't know who the people we were with. Like it didn't make any sense. There was no like context for why we were jumping to different people. I'm sure as we move into the book, it would have made sense. Like these were things that were like jumping off points of stuff that's going to happen later on. And that's fine. But I felt like the transitions were more confusing than helpful. And I didn't really know what was going on. And that coupled with the fact that I was struggling to have the motivation to pick the book up in the first place, I just thought, do you know what? Let's just put it to one side. Let's say I'm really intrigued by Iris Murdoch. I want to read something else that she's written. But that particular book was a no for me. So that's me finished reading the 1969 Booker nominations. I don't know if I'll ever read any of the other ones, maybe. Maybe I'll feel compelled to come back, but those are the 2 that I really wanted to read from that year. I have various books on my shelves from different years of the Booker Prizes, so I will be going through and doing more of these reading vlogs, more trying out different years of the Booker Prize in the future. But yeah, so we had 2 DNFs, but one that I would consider sort of more of a win of a DNF than not. See you next time.